Hello and welcome to this Learn tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can use Python's new FStrings to format your strings, combining variables and some template text. This will make your code much easier to read. They're really easy to use, so much easier than the old version, and they're quite flexible as well. Okie dokie, so here you can see the example. It's going to look a bit like this. And they're only available in Python 3.6 or newer, but don't worry, because I will show you some of the older ways that we do it as well if you've not got the newest version of Python. So let's get started. So let's say here we've got a variable called name, and the contents of the variable is Bob, and Bob's age is 25. Now, back when I started using Python, you'd have to do something a bit like this. So you'd have to put your text in, your string in, and then you close the string, and then put the name of your variable, and do another string, and then you put your age. But because age was a number and is an integer, you'd have to cast it as a string first. Blah 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 blah. It would look quite long. I still do this sometimes when I'm feeling lazy. And there's your output. So it combines it all into one long string, and then obviously if you change the name like Bill or something like that, and then run the code again, it will just automatically replace it. But this is quite long, it's quite slow, and it's not very readable here with all the pluses and stuff. It breaks up the string, so it makes it a little bit harder to read. So they came along and they decided to do a new version, which was using the format. String format, and it would look a bit like this. So you'd do like your let's have a look, let's say name is, and then oops, that's not right, your name is name, full stop, you are age years old. There we go. So you do something like that, and then you do a dot format at the end, and then you'd put the variables in there. So you do name equals name, comma, age equals age, which actually, there you go, which actually is a bit more readable here. So you still got your print statement, your name is name, your age is age, and it's still more readable. If you don't want to print it, again, just like the previous one, if you don't want to print it, you just want to save that to a variable, then you can do that as well. So you can do like x equals, and it's saved that string rather than printing it out. So it's a bit more readable, but you still got all this right at the end of every single string or at the end of every print statement, which still makes it a bit longer. Surely we could be more efficient. Well, the new version of Python is much more efficient. So all you have to do is, this time it's a little bit special. Instead of doing a standard string, you do an F string, and you do your name is, there we go, name, you are, brackets, age years old. There we go. And there we are. And this time, once you close the string, whoops, we're done there. There we go. This time when I close the string, there you go. So it's a bit special because you don't need any of this at the end. All you need to do is, before you open your string, you just put the F, just like that. If you don't put the F, then it won't work. It will just literally print what you've typed in there. So make sure you've got your F in the end there. Now that's really, really useful. Also, you can use the same formatting tools that you used on the old version of format. So here we are, let me just show you. So let's imagine we got pi 3.141592. There you go. So there's pi, maths pi, and let's say you wanted to print out pi to 2 decimal places. So pi to 2 decimal places is, and here's what we do. We just do pi, and then we can do colon dot to f, and that should if I've done it right. Print it to 2 decimal. Oh, nope. See my deliberate mistake there. Forgot to put the F there at the start. There you go. So it prints it out to 2 decimal places, which is really, really useful. And also it's not just chopping off the end of the string and keeping the 3.14. Actually, if you do it to 4 decimal places, you will see that it's actually done rounding on that as well automatically for you. So that's really, really useful. It allows you to do a lot of pretty advanced stuff quite quickly, but also maintaining a really, really easy to read string format just there. So you can see it's pi and it's to 2 decimal places. So that's really, really readable. I'm not going to go into all of the wonderful things that you can do with these colon dot things at the end there. I'll put a link to the documentation to some a tutorial that shows you all of the many wonderful options, and you can have a go in there and have a play. But there are the basics. Okay, if you've got any questions, just drop me a comment in the YouTube video, and if you like the channel, then please do subscribe. Thank you very much.